Okay, hey everyone. Another little quick and short tutorial. This time we're doing waypoints on the DJI Air 3. It's a very powerful and extremely useful feature. Some people seem to be a little put off by it because they don't know how to use it to its full potential, and that's why this little tutorial is all about. So first and foremost, you need your drone on, which the Air 3 is over here, whilst you're setting waypoints. So the RC2 controller's on, so we're going to go into Go Fly now. Alright, so up here in the middle left, you've got your little waypoint icon, kind of got a little squiggly line. So we want to click on that first. Now I will go through a whole lot more when we're on site, but just for the sake of this, I'm just going to give you a quick rundown on everything. So first off, you want to click on Maps. So bring Maps up. Okay, so I've already clicked on the little waypoint icon and it brings up the waypoint selection box there. Now there are two ways to set your waypoint. One is by clicking on the map itself, and that's great for doing it at home or when you're not on site. But when you're on site, the easiest way, the best way, is the C1 button on the back of your RC2. Now that's with your left hand just on the back of the controller, very easily. Now one of the beautiful features of waypoints is they can be set remotely. You don't have to be on site to set your flight plan or your mission. So I'm setting it remotely here just as an example. I'll show you on site later on in the video how to do it as well. And you can edit the waypoints individually or as a whole, the ones that you set now remotely. Once you get to site, if you're not happy with anything, or if the landscape's different to what you imagine it to be or wasn't shown on maps, you can edit the waypoints when you get on site, as long as you save those waypoints, which I'll show you how to do. Anyway, so just for the sake of this, I'm just going to set a few waypoints just on my controller, just to give you a general idea. So we're going to just click there, so it shows you waypoint 1 just there. Okay, and you can see on the controller down the bottom underneath waypoint it says 1. So I'm going to click again, waypoint 2. Now you can see a little path from waypoint 1, waypoint 2. Now that's the trajectory or the path that the drone's going to follow, and you can set as many or as less amount of waypoints as you want. Now just for the sake of this tutorial and to keep it short and sweet, I'm just going to set 3 here. No, let's make it 4 and different path. All right, so now this is just not where I'm going to be flying later on, totally different area, but I could do that, but just doing it easy here. So this is just at my current location, at my home. So my waypoints are set, 4 waypoints down the bottom, as you can see here. Or I've actually tapped 5 there, made another one. So it's a good time to show you that you can easily delete a waypoint. So that says there, waypoint 5. So, and over in the left here, you've got the little rubbish bin icon. So we're just going to delete waypoint 5. And it's that easy. So if you're not happy with a waypoint or you accidentally press it, just as I did then, just click that rubbish bin icon and it's gone. Now I will say, the main benefits of waypoints are they can be saved and you can fly your mission over and over again exactly every single time. Now V's are great for, as I'll explain later, construction, building, progress monitoring, but also I find the most powerful feature is just for videos. Nice, smooth, seamless, no jerkiness off the joysticks, no twitchiness, and especially if you're walking along or riding your bike or doing whatever you want. If you're mobile and you're, as opposed to active tracking, you can set your waypoints and the drone can do kind of tracking as long as you're walking with those within those waypoint parameters, and you will get absolutely seamless video from using waypoints. Way better, and I mean way better than using the joysticks. I don't care how good you are on the joysticks, somebody always gets a little bit of twitchiness, jerkiness, and that just really ruins the video. And as you can see, like I'm moving the controller around in my hand, and it probably looks, you know, dodgy as all hell. But that's a whole nother story. Anyway, so waypoints, you can, once you do that, we set our waypoint, so we, sorry about knocking the little stand there. You go in there and you can set all different settings. So you set your altitude for, this is for waypoint 1, as you can see there. You know, set your altitude, your global speed, which is custom, sorry, global speed is 2.5 meters per second, but you can set it to whatever speed you want. But if you want nice, smooth, seamless video, around 2.5 meters per second, which is the global speed, I find really, really good. Follow course, heading, that's just the direction that you want the drone facing from going from one point to another. Your gimbal tilt, now this is fantastic. For each waypoint you can set your gimbal tilt individually. So the first waypoint I've just got it set horizontally, but I could set the gimbal to say 45 degrees. Once it gets to waypoint 2, once it gets to waypoint 3, I can set it for 65 degrees and so on. It's really good in that aspect. Then we go across more, sorry, I'm still in gimbal tilt there. Get out of it, oh, go back to there. Zoom, manual, leave it on that. Hover for how many seconds you want it to hover for. Okay, and you've got point of interest, which as we know, it'll just focus on whatever you draw your little rectangle around. You go to the 3 little dots there, and again it brings up your speed. The camera, now I'm using the DJI Air 3 today, so that has the dual camera system, the wide angle and the telephoto, so I've got the option of choosing between both. And again, this can be done with each individual waypoint. You can set it for the wide angle or the telephoto zoom. Return home, end of flight, you can choose what you want it to do. Me personally, I like it to either return to home or go back to start. Now, signal loss, this is a big one, as I'll explain later. When you're flying a drone, just in general, even without the waypoints, lose signal, what do you want it to do? You want it to just hang around there waiting for you to find it? You want it to go home, exactly. So to do that, you need to obviously set your home point before you take off. We go across waypoint 1, where you want it to start. So we've set 4 waypoints. I can start it on 1, 2, 3 or 4. So logic tells me if you set your first waypoint, that's where you want to start it. Okay, so I'm all ready to go. So if I press go, the drone will take off and it'll go to the first waypoint and it will do everything that I want it to do. So like I said, you can, all those parameters, different parameters you can set, gimbal tilt, trajectory, and there is another one, I just can't find it here at the moment. I think it's when it's in the air you set it, what you want it to, there we are, sorry, you don't need it to be in the air. Camera action, so at waypoint 1, what do we want it to do? nothing, take a photo, start recording or stop recording. So at waypoint 1, we wanted to take a photo, okay? At waypoint 2, we've just clicked on, we wanted to start recording. Waypoint 3, which I've just clicked on there, wanted to take another photo. And then you can press apply to all. If you want the same setting of what the camera action to be, it'll apply to every individual waypoint that you set. But now I've set waypoint 2 to start recording, and waypoint 1 to take a photo, and waypoint 3 to take a photo. So I can't apply to all if I've got different camera actions to take. So that's all done. That's good. Now, very handy, as I said, you can set your waypoints remotely off-site, so do it from your home, your office, bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, wherever you may be. But to do that, so I'll set my waypoints there. I'll click on that little icon just under there. Sorry if I'm going out of focus there, folks. So I want to click on that little paper type of thing icon. Now here, it's brought it into my my history and where I can save things. So it's got the date there, the 28th of the 1st, 2024. Now this is the top one up here. Now I can save that for use at a later date. For instance, you know, by the time I get down to the site, next week, next month, next year, whatever. As long as it's still on my remote controller, the RC2 or my SD card, I'm going to be able to access it. So if I set it here, then I'll go down the road, you know, 15 minutes, and all I have to do is bring up that saved file, waypoint mission. All I have to do then is go back, load it up, and it's all ready to go. If I press go, now, as I said before, the drone's going to take off and go start the waypoint mission. Anyway, so that's enough gibbering from home. I'll get the drone down to the site where we're going to be flying at, Jack Evans Boat Harbour, and bear in mind it will be a completely different mission than what I've just set on the screen here. This was just for demonstration purposes, going to be flying over water. This mission is for home. So anyway, part 2 will be coming up soon. Okay, hey everyone, here we are on site now. We're going to do the waypoint on site. So here we are. All we got to do now is press the waypoint on the left-hand side of the screen there in the middle. Okay, so just open up the waypoint little section there. So I'm in position where I want to start my first waypoint. We're only going to make this short and sweet, so I'm only going to choose 4 waypoints just for the sake of the video. So press the C1 button, which is on the back of your control with your left hand. So I've done that now, and you can see there it's registered my first waypoint. So now I'm going to fly to my next waypoint. You see the drone coming towards me. Okay, so I'm going to make my second one just there. Click the C1 button again on the back. So that's 2 waypoints down. Turn around a bit. Go out a little bit further and capture that boat. That's going to be my 3rd waypoint, and one more we'll make. We'll get that park in the background there. Beautiful. Okay, I'll press the C1 button again. Okay, so there my waypoint's done, all ready to go. So what we want to do now is press on the first waypoint, and it brings up all the different selections you can make with altitude, speed, heading direction, gimbal, tilt, and all that jazz. So camera action, what I'm going to do on waypoint 1, I'm going to do start record, okay? Global speed, I'm going to set it at custom. Well, global speed is pretty much what I like to travel at, and it's around 2.5 metres per second, so we're going to leave it at that. Press apply to all, so that means all my settings just there are going to apply to each waypoint instead of scrolling through them and setting them individually. Okay, I'm really happy with everything there, so I'm going to go back and press the little three dots on the right hand side. Very important here, this is really not just part of the waypoint feature, but a pre-flight checklist and return to home. Now, to show the options here on signal lost, you've got RTH, hover, land, or continue. Now, I think even just in normal drone flying, if your signal's lost, you want it to come home to you. You don't want it to just hover and you go on searching for it, and you most certainly don't want it to land, especially if you're over water, as I am today. But anyway, happy with all that. So going to go back. I'm going to click next. Okay, so now we're all set to go, but before we do that, over here on the left hand side down the bottom, you've got like, I don't know, a little icon, like a piece of paper. So I'm going to click on that. Now this is where I can save it, and now this is one of the best features of the Waypoint. Whatever parameters I've just set in my waypoints, I save this by just clicking save there. Now you can click save as, give it a custom name, whatever you want to call it. I've just pressed save and it's just saved as the date and the time. So I get out of there. Now the beauty of this, if I want to come back here tonight, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, 5 years time, as long as I've still got that waypoint saved onto my controller or SD card, I just have to press open, activate waypoints, and that's going to fly at the exact same mission that I've flown today. Like pinpoint accuracy. And this is why waypoints are so handy. They're great for progress photos, of construction, you know, your house being built or on a proper commercial construction site. The uses of waypoints are endless, and they're fantastic because of that very reason. You can just save everything, but they're also good just for filming normal videos, whether it be for YouTube, Instagram, or just yourself, because everything is very seamless. There's no jerkiness or twitchiness off the joysticks. So anyway, that's all set to go. I'm going to press next. Everything's all hunky-dory as far as I'm concerned. So all we've got to do now is press go. So what happens now is the drone's going to go back to where I first set my initial waypoint, waypoint 1. So it's going to go over there. It hasn't started recording yet, but it will once it gets into position. I can see it turning around. I'm just going to flick it into cine mode. I should have done that beforehand when I was setting the waypoints, but better late than never. Okay, we're underway and the ball's rolling. And you can also follow it. Press the map in the little, in the left-hand corner down the bottom there. Bring that right up. And you can monitor the waypoints in action. Okay, so we're up the waypoint 2 now. So it's recording as it goes along. Now, at each waypoint, you can set the drone what to do. Do nothing, just fly the mission and continue recording. You can set it to take photos, set your gimbal, your altitude, etc. Everything is adjustable on all your settings in each waypoint. So I've just set it just nice and basic, so it's flying at the same altitude, same gimbal tilt, same speed, and it's just recording. And this is just for the sake of the tutorial. we're coming up to the final waypoint, waypoint 4. So once it does that, it's stopped. Now it's returning to home. So home is way beyond me, and again it shows that awesome trajectory path home that was updated a little while ago on the Air Free. So it's coming home. I'll walk back to the car, that's where I launched it from, and I'll meet my little buddy over there. Right, there you have it, folks. Another successful waypoint mission completed. So we'll get home, I'll upload it to the computer, and I'll show you without the screen recording of how it all worked out. It's all nice and seamless, very easy to do, and a very powerful feature. And like I said, it's not just for progress and construction, it's really good just for making your videos nice and seamless and just nice and flowing. Now, I was shooting in 60 frames per second here. I know the favoured frame rate is 30 frames per second, that cinematic feel. I just tend to like the 60 frames per second. So shoot in whatever you like. It's not going to affect the clarity and the footage that much. But anyway, so I'm going to land a drone. I hope you've enjoyed this, hope you've learnt something, and if you have enjoyed it, please give the thumbs up. As always, goes a long way, and it's always much appreciated. See you next time.